nigga. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the toe, so I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Give me the loot.
From Japan, Tomokazu Harimoto. And there's a seriously festive feel to proceedings. The party is going down here in the Infinity Arena. The first blockbuster matchup coming your way. Tomokazu Harimoto up against Lin Winru, and this is going to be a contrasting clash of styles. But it's one that comes when we're still playing best of 5. A match that would be good enough for the final 4, you feel, here in any of these WTT Champions events. The head-to-head record in WTT is 2-1, and the most recent meeting of those coming in 2024 in a WTT Star Contender in Bangkok, won by Harimoto. In fact, if you go back down the years, they've met 8 times, and it's 6-2 in favor of Tomokazu Harimoto. So he has the edge in that regard as we meet our umpire.
Harimoto counter the toss.
And just a little bit of a delay whilst Tomokazu Harimoto makes sure that he's ready to get across there. Lin Wenru's there in evidence, and we'll start building up to this one very shortly. So much to be said about how good this is going to be. Oh, and they know it.
Blue and red. Red for Harimoto, blue for Lin. Blue. Lin win the toss, receive. Side.
Lin Wenru to receive them.
Service.
And now we take a little look at these players in some detail, and we welcome Adam Boborow to the microphone. Great to have you here. We've had some magical evenings already here. This one just feels special, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is the one that brings everybody in. This is the main stage show, the ticket that people bought a long time ago as soon as they realized it would happen. If you were walking around on break, you talked to anybody, they were all looking forward to this match. Friends driving in from different parts of Korea to watch it. It's going to be exciting.
If we look at how they got to this one, it was for Harimoto a 3-1 victory against Alvaro Robles. Fair enough, good enough, strong enough performance for him. And this is what he's been doing. Star Contender champion in Doha, finalist in Muscat. Singapore Smash just around a 32. The one really blot on the copybook there. Chongqing made it to the semi-final. But then last week in India, a disappointing exit there at the hands of Putzar as he went out far too early for his liking. But the fans are here, and we've already seen the attention. Oh, speaking of which, but how about this guy? A contrast in styles we were talking about just a moment or two before we came on air, Adam. Can you explain why this guy does something different to Tomokazu Harimoto?
Yeah, so Lin Wenru, the silent assassin, is as smooth as can be. There's something about him that's just so much finesse. He's been one of the greatest threats to China over the years in his last 3 events in WTT. The finals Fukuoka 2024, round of 16. Singapore Smash, quarterfinal. WTT champions Chongqing, quarterfinal. So I think it'd be fair to say that this is a bad draw for both of these players.
Totally, and the urgency really in terms of getting something won as we take a little look at what would happen if one of these was to go on and win it, and there's major points and major cash to be won, with 40,000 of those $500,000 on offer to the winner of the men's singles. He has not won since his last title back at Frankfurt in 2023. This is the way that we're scheduled. We are, of course, into the evening session, which means round of 16 is what's occupying our thoughts. That will continue tomorrow, and then it's quarterfinals Saturday, semis, and finals on Sunday. Fan vote, ooh, 80%.
Lin Wenru's a popular guy, no matter where you're from. You like him. He's very likable. He's got tons of fans back home in Elon and all throughout the island, all over the world. Tomokazu Harimoto, just the same, I feel, but 20% to 80% is a pretty strong showing for the silent assassin.
80% against the top-seeded player in this event. Okay, well, the fans have spoken. Well, they're speaking here as well. This is going to be fun.
Harimoto to serve, love all.
When you're the silent assassin, you need somebody to speak for you.
Straight out the gate, hand raised an apology, but immediately onto the offensive. Harimoto.
It's funny, this is how you describe the difference between them as well. We already saw it in the first point, that grunt.
If you're going to get into the adjectives of it all, there's a nuance about Lin Wenru, there's a subtlety about him. If you get to Harimoto, there's that urgency, that power, the grunt.
Yeah, he's got a Wreck-It Ralph sort of vibe at the table.
That 1-all.
They both went quite a ways after that to continue playing because I think they were not sure they heard it correctly. That's from the bench that you hear that show. That's Wang Yi-tse. Lin Wenru in this rally as he gets pushed a little bit away from the table here. Stays steady but doesn't step too far around the corner. Keeps himself in position.
1-3.
You spoke about people speaking for Lin Wenru, and the coach, of course, is going to be doing that. He tends to bend the game to his will, doesn't he? And he'll adapt, not the coach, the player that he's in charge of. Whereas with Tomokazu, that's what you get. He has a plan, and he's going to bang away at it.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of adjustment that he'll be making throughout. Keeps the topspin on. Thought that one was high enough that he could flat hit it. Tried.
So early advantage to the man from Chinese Taipei. 4 clear now in the first.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see Lin Wenru bulk up. I've been to his training center in Elon. I've been to his workout sessions.
No fresh, please.
Back in that day, he was
No
probably
fresh,
about,
please.
I'd say, 5 to 10 kilos lighter. His quads.
No fresh, please.
And look how polite and subtle he is, even the way he asks for it. Just like a little tap. You wouldn't hear it if it were a door. Gentle guy.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't possess power. It's going to be an interesting blend that comes from Lin Wenru as he tries to dismantle Tomokazu Harimoto.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the essence of the word gentleman. It's that you know how to be gentle despite having so much power.
Now let's spend a bit of time and thought on this man here and talk about his game plan. It's wrong to stereotyping in terms of the amount of dimensions you have because he's got a lot of game. You don't rise as high in the men's game as Harimoto has without having dimensions, do you?
He's the stronger of the two players by world ranking and in their head-to-head. Took a chance here near the table. So there's a lot of muscle, there's a lot of hustle, there's a lot of hard work on both sides. It's just different in style. Tomokazu looking to stay closer, keeps the racket high, has a punchier backhand when he needs it, but muscles for the spin. But here, a nice change of pace into the middle. Lin Wenru breaking rhythm very well with that soft, delicate spin shot. How fluid that is. And really, it was probably about a 60% shot at best. The pace was tough to slow down for.
And he's put that one away. Reaches across the table, slams it, and takes the point that was there for the taking.
Yeah, the parallel backhand sets it up nicely, the surprise factor, and then gets a ball back that he can crush like a piñata for the next.
What's fascinating, of course, it's a trait we see from Miwa, the sister, as well. You get that instant reaction to every single point, good or bad. A mini review facially from Harimoto.
Yeah, it's always nice to know the feelings of the players out there, to be experiencing what they're experiencing, or at least getting that inside view.
6-7.
I like this from Tomo, and here's why. He didn't take a huge stroke on the forehand. Watch the counter. Short stroke, barely any backswing, and he just sort of turns the racket over in an unusual way because there wasn't time for a proper stroke.
Just a little bit of indecision there in terms of what he wanted to do, Lim Won-roo.
Understandable. The placement from Harimoto didn't leave him much space. That ball barely comes off, so he has to just try and get the legs under the table, which he does. Try to brush up the back.
Sorry, Adam. Look at that little run. It's actually 6 out of the last 8. He's turned this around.
Hari momentum.
7-6.
But there's always that backhand to be aware of.
When you think of the backhands, it's funny. Lin Yunru's backhand, that one right there, has been causing trouble for Chinese national team members for the better part of a decade now.
7-9.
What a time to win a couple of points on service and put some pressure on your opponent.
It's awesome to have such a fighter on your bench screaming for you whenever you win. He's his anger translator.
Oh, wow. Now that's against the serve. And that is huge because that now takes him to a position of real strength and within touching distance of the first game, Lim Won-roo.
When you've got a weapon that powerful, the backhand will go all the way across. There's the warrior, Wang Yitze.
That
Anger translator.
Puts it away.
Now these 3-game points.
11-7. Game
That was the game.
That was it. That was fast.
They hadn't changed the score. It was 10-7, and that was for the game. He had 3-game points.
Good thing they got it right.
Well, the umpire knew what was happening there, and as a result, 11-7. And that is remarkable because we've seen 2 streaks from those 2 players in that match so far. And in the first game, well, let's listen in, shall we, to the man who's in his camp. One man at one end making a heck of a lot of noise in the shape of Wang Yitze, right? But at the other end, a lot of voices screaming for the guy who dropped the first game, Tomokazu Harimoto. Some atmosphere in the Infinity Arena already.
second game, LIN to serve, love all.
He's making some noise, and his player is giving him every chance to.
Yeah, you talked about the fans in the crowd. I think the fan vote, 80-20. A lot of people flew in here from Hsinchu, from Ilan, from Tainan, from all over for Lin Yunru. And the fan vote is a pretty good representative of that, I think. I think it's just that the people from his home tend to be a little bit quieter.
And whatever the sport is, if you can quieten the opposition, that's setting you on your way. And he's very much on the way right now, Lim Won-roo, because Harimoto's just fallen away a bit here.
Now, I'm sure from a different camera angle, it would offer us something interesting there that would make it a little bit more. Thank you very much. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is an uncomfortable ball because if you overcommit, you're leaving yourself exposed on the backside. And 8 in a row for Lin Yunru.
That breaks the streak. And now he needs to get going. Because remember, best of 5, this one could rattle along.
It's interesting seeing them here as already seasoned veterans of the game. Two players who've been well inside the top 10 for the majority of the last 5 years. Thinking that 14 years ago, you can find videos of them on the internet playing as little kids. It's crazy. So cool.
But of course, what makes this guy so dangerous is the fact that he slipped out of the top 10 into, what, 14 or something like that. And in a draw, that makes him a very, very dangerous proposition, as we're seeing here. Yeah, nobody wants to draw Lin Yunru in the round of 16. That's bad luck. Moved into position so quickly to receive there. Took the initiative, Lin Yunru. Yeah, he glides, he slides that strong base, the shuffle. Looks very casual, covers that wide just outside of the comfort zone backhand to create the angle with pace. Why is Tomokazu Harimoto finding it so hard to make inroads into the Lin Yunru game here? It's a great question. I think just looking at everything that Lin Yunru is doing incredibly well. First of all, he takes that first ball right off the bounce. He plays a quality shot, and he's already on to the next item on the to-do list. Again here, the soft touch. It's so subtle. But there's just incredible economic play. Like, he's not wasting any energy. When he springs, when he explodes, that's when he uses it. Before then, everything's just chill. Now, this is the first time it hasn't been that way, because Harimoto baited him with the shot, says, come around and give me that Chiquita as strong as you can, and he's got more to recover from.
Eight-four.
8-4. Still not the best of positions for the top seed, but he's beginning to get something going. It's the same tactic. You go first. I want you to take the big swing. That won't surprise too many people. Lin Yunru running at close to 65% success on service, but Tomokazu Harimoto way down. I like this fight between these two. Tomo with a few big points in a row, adding some pressure. He's found his rhythm in many ways, but the relaxed, chill state that we've seen from Lin Yunru from that position has not been so comfortable. Good spot in the front row on the flash. Nice catch.
8-5.
Here it is, the tee. Timeout. Yep, understandable there. Just that little distraction. It's a key moment, even this early in this match. What's that, 3 in a row for Tomo? Ooh, up goes the volume. Intensity here in Incheon tonight. Remember, it's the #1 seed in the men's draw who's playing here, and he's vulnerable right now. Nowhere to go. So good from Lin Wenru.
Suila, this was an incredible point. Beautiful play. One of the longest, if not the longest, rallies that we've seen. Harimoto firing everything he can. Finally left with a step around down behind the knee. Lin Wenru, perfect peripheral.
How quick on the backhand is Harimoto as he hits back.
The conversation from our team basically was, don't let him draw you into his game. Easier said than done, but that was the gist of it. Play your game.
It's tightening up. It's a 2-point game in the second.
From the start of this game, Lin Wenru made it so uncomfortable. Tomokazu wasn't really able to settle in, find his rhythm. In between shots, something a little uncomfortable. Channeling his inner Truls.
Once again, the ball strikes the body of Harimoto with power. And as a result, an opportunity now to take a 2-game-to-love lead.
2 parallels, the timing right. It's not over yet, but 2-love against the top seed, considering their head-to-head, would be quite encouraging.
He's got 3 bites at it. Only needs 1 to take what feels like a hugely significant lead. 2 games to love.
Shovel serve to the middle, outright point. The timeout has been cashed in. Harimoto still has his, but he's also got 3 games left to win compared to the one of the man on screen, the silent assassin, Lin Wenru.
Lin Wenru, 2 games to the good. You want to know just how good it's getting this relatively early in the week here in Incheon, at the very top of the men's singles draw. The winner of this will come up against the winner of Darko Jogic against Soro Matsushima. They play later on here this evening, and both were imperious in making it to the round of 16. Some quality on show.
Love 1.
Straight away, signaling intent. So deep with the backhand.
Then, love 1.
You know, we look for stories and we look for subplots, and again, this man has been really starved of titles, Lin Wenru, for too long, in his opinion. He could score a statement victory here.
1-4.
One nice thing about beating the top seed is you take over the top seed's draw. It's unfortunate for Tomokazu Harimoto to have such a rough draw in the round of 16 to face a player who's been, what, 7 in the world? Even better.
1-3.
And even if you were to go through, waiting for him would either be Jogic or Matsushima, who was incredibly on song in his round of 32 encounter. Dismissive even in the way he performed.
Yeah, Soares is wonderful to watch right now.
3-1.
That set a good start here for Tomokazu Harimoto. Patiently there in the middle, hits the elbow, covers the center well with the forehand. I thought Wenru did a good job to play him into that middle.
We've spoken a lot about what's coming from the Chinese Taipei coaching end of things. What about Kishikawa? What do we think's been coming into the head and the thoughts of Harimoto?
It's a good question. I think a big part of it is if you
No
don't have
pressure, please.
if you don't have a shot you can make wonderfully with to get away with a really strong opening, let him take the first swing. But the specifics are not just let him take the first swing. It's a question of from where. There are a lot of ways to make a player uncomfortable without attacking. So Tomokazu Harimoto for positioning, different depths on the table. He's good in the mid-distance right now, and all that muscle, all that working out keeps him powerful behind the table. But as a player who has played a little bit flatter with the racket high, he does like to stay on top of the table more.
Oh, he's playing so well because Lin Wen-ru is still throwing everything at him. The difference is he's getting it back with interest.
The racket high, still adding topspin where he can. Even on a fadeaway here, this forehand, he has to lean way back, and it's enough. The safe shot, the spin.
Oh, again. He's working so hard right now and getting the rewards.
Wider and wider. The first shot opens, and the second one right back reaches way wide outside the sweet spot to counter back on the diagonal.
We spoke about a statement a while back. He's making one right now. I want to know why I'm ranked so high in the world, why I'm seeded 1. He's showing it just now.
It's been a while since he's been able to break through, but not for lack of quality and points. Arcing spin shot, drive to the middle, keeps it a little bit shallow there. Doesn't go for the kill, but plays the safe spin shot.
And if there was to be some encouragement for Lin Wen-ru, even in that little run of losing points, he was playing great shots. That's not gone away, and here's another one to win a point.
Yeah, this felt more like him taking the initiative. Sets up a third ball. Doesn't allow much of a rally in that.
Just pushes long.
It's a funny situation to feel like, it's almost like lucid dreaming. You're aware that you're asleep. I guess this is the opposite. I think that would be perfect to be lucid dreaming. I think out here you're aware of what's happening to you, yet you can't break the pattern. Yeah. He's like, I see what you want me to do, and I'm not going to do it, but no better answer.
Oh, that's a break. That goes the way of Lin Wen-ru. Potentially a big one, too.
It is a must-win game, as every game will be for the rest of this match for Tomokazu. I like that the Warrior yeah. Anger management.
Coach raises a hand.
Yep.
Oh, so close to getting back the unget-backable.
I like it. Yeah. The power on this one. You want to see it come down just because it seems so unlikely.
Yeah.
That look.
He knew it had a chance.
Could it, could it, could it?
That's a big point. 5-10. Because with the stamp of the foot, Lin Wen-ru was looking to take the initiative again and ends up losing out. And he might just end up now surrendering the third game.
I like this camera angle to see the feet, how they replant, how they shuffle to set up the forehand.
There goes one of those 5-game points, but he's still in a strong, strong position. And about to serve to Tomokazu Harimoto.
Yeah, that bending side spin backhand left a very uncomfortable ball.
He does it.
11-6.
He's back in this because he hasn't just won a game. He's played some truly convincing table tennis on the way to winning it.
Well, they'll go back to the lab. They'll have conversations with some brains of the game that will empower them to bring the best to the table. With the spectators won game number 4. More in store from the main draw here, the main ticket.
So his sister made it to 100 WTT wins earlier on today. Now for Tomokazu Harimoto, he's not too far behind. Another 10 gets him to the magical century as well. That's where he is placed in this era of WTT World Table Tennis. Yep, Dad was in action. Perhaps Dad witnessing that wonderful performance earlier on. Really convincing from Miwa. And he'll have really enjoyed what he saw in that last game from Tomokazu.
Yeah, I've seen some impressive videos of Yu Harimoto.
Love all.
Recently warming up Miwa Harimoto, but former provincial player who moved to Sendai to birth or be part of the birth. Tomokazu. Masataka Morizono, new coach, watching on. Lin Winru to serve.
One love.
Now, you start again. That's the wonderful thing about this sport. It ebbs and it flows, and they have a chance to change the narrative repeatedly.
One all.
But where are you in this match right now? Where are you sensing somebody might be establishing a position to go on and win this, maybe?
Are you trying to get me to make a prediction?
Not a prediction.
I'm done.
Who feels good right now?
2-1.
I mean, it's a small sample pool, clearly, in this moment. Tomokazu, it's going to be up to Lin Winru. He's had some incredible victories. He's had some tough losses, too, if you look back to Tokyo. I mean, he was a young guy. He was one of two players. Both of these two players were the only big names in the conversation outside of Team China. The gold and the silver has been assumed to be China's. And Lin Winru came incredibly close.
He's building something. You know, both of us, we love that stat that we get to when it comes to deciders and who does best. But I got a feeling right now it'd be nice to know who goes on now. It just feels like it's important in this match right now.
2-3.
Fans are behind Harimoto. There's a lot of noise around. And you're right. It's on Lin Winru, isn't it, to navigate.
It's like the wind or emotions. It can change in the blink of an eye. Point to point, even within a point, confidence comes and goes.
3-all.
Yep, case in point, they're level.
I like to talk about scar power, this idea that 1 point, while it's only worth 1 on the board, can drastically change a match. Sometimes a point is so devastating that you'll see a timeout called because you know the player's distracted and affected by it.
3-4.
Yeah, some points are bigger than others, for sure.
Timeout.
And there it is.
Timeout. Harimoto.
Didn't ask for a prediction, but you kind of made one there. We go to a timeout.
And this is what I like about working with you, is that I don't even have to say it and you know it. It's like we're soul sisters. We have ESPN or something.
ESPN.
I took that from Mean Girls. Good times.
Yes, very good. Seiya Kishikawa with the words of instruction. Whoa, she's got a camera and a hairbrush
And
she's
a
got
blow
a camera
dryer
with Harimoto on it. Look at that. I'm captivated by that dog on the head fan art as well behind there.
The fan art's incredible. I got to see some of it around the entertainment resort during the break between sessions. Some really clever fan art. That cell phone case was crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if that hairbrush had fan art on it. You need to
There's a kind of doggy theme, isn't there? There's a puppy theme amongst these fans as well for Harimoto.
Yeah, I actually want to get a fan vote if it's Shiba Inu or a Corgi.
Might be a Spitz. Might be a Japanese Spitz.
5-3.
But anyway, we digress. 5-3 to Lin Minru.
Right out of his opponent's timeout, spins it on the parallel heavy, that Chiquita. If you were to build a perfect player, that Chiquita you'd want from Lin Minru time and time again.
Oh, piercing the defense.
Suila, the backhand cross court. One soft bend and then the quick counter the other way. It's like Neo, like he sees everything in slow motion is how it appeared in that point.
That backhand is doing serious damage. I know it wasn't the shot that won it, but that's two rallies in a row now, 2 points in a row. He's engineered something with that.
Yeah, it often is not the last shot that essentially wins the point. It's what sets it up. It's what gets the opponent on the passive, responding, and he's going to the simple backhand serves.
4-7.
Because we're in that kind of last chance saloon territory, really now, for Tomokazu Harimoto.
I'm trying to think back. When he was 14 years old, he beat the best in the game. Several of them at the same event. This is maturity.
7-5.
Tightens up again. It's a 2-point game, but it's a must-win game, remember, for the Japanese, for the #1 seed.
When you think about who pulls out that backhand serve when they're in trouble, at least in my generation watching, Timo Boll against Dima, Ma Long when he's in trouble. I mean, the greats of the game are not afraid to just go simple. Tomo did it for 2 points quickly in a row. Very well placed serve, perfectly in position on the other side, and the momentum. Lin Minru 6 of the last 8 points.
And that's big. Lin Minru, no need to take any risks, just as you were. But the point goes to Harimoto.
There's something so cool about this moment, the look that Tomo gave. It was like he was trying to check in, to size up the opponent.
But back at you comes Lin Minru. 3 points ahead, 2 from the next round.
It didn't feel like an alpha thing, like I'm pouncing on you. It felt like I just want to see how it affected you. Lin Minru's come back.
Oh, that's huge.
10-6.
Both in terms of the contact and the implications, because it's 4 match points. To upset the top seed. And he's out. Harimoto beaten and beaten well. 3-1 from Lin Minru. What a performance by the man from Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, folks back home in Elon will be cheering the family, his father, the professor of chill, big brother Tony, mom, the whole squad. He's got fans here in the stadium galore. 80% of the fan vote is satisfied right now. They got what they wanted.
We are so in sync. Just about to mention that if you went to worldtabletennis.com and were one of that cohort that voted 80% for the player, well done. Pat on the back time. And he lived up to that favorites billing. Boy, he did.
So Tomokazu's draw was a child. Well, Lin Minru just adopted it. He's taken over the draw. Wang Yizi.
Let's give him an assist, shall we? A big assist.
Oh, that's what a warrior. I love it. He'll be going to T-League with him when Lin Minru goes to T-League. But first, he'll be going on to the quarterfinals, the round of 8.
Yep, this is how he did it then. 3-1. 39 points won on the back of a strong serve throughout, 60%. And for Harimoto, blasted in some ways out of this event in 34 minutes. That's not how it was supposed to be. Okay, time now to hear from our match winner. Let's get back down to the table side.
Well done on your victory today, Yunru. You were fierce and ready to play. However, it's never easy playing Harimoto, so do you approach the match differently when you face such a world-class player?
恭喜云如成功闯入8强。每一次和张本对战时都很不容易。面对这些世界顶级选手时，你自己会做什么不一样的准备呢？
因为就对方排名也非常高吧，然后那我就是全力去拼这场比赛吧。
Because my opponent's world ranking is also very high, so for me, I just take each match as it comes and do my best for every match.
All right, and now you're in the quarterfinals. What are your expectations for champions Incheon this year?
进入8强了，自己对本次仁川冠军赛有什么期待呢？
希望可以走得更远吧。
I wish to be able to progress further in every match.
All right, that is spectacular. Thank you for sharing with us, Yunru. Congratulations again, and good luck on your next match.
8强加油，谢谢。
谢谢。